Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
Yeah, before. But don't build up personal. Hand it over, I need to say. If you're collecting, then collect the 1,000 pounds and get rid of 1,000 pounds. Don't keep, another 50 pounds in case you decide to do something else with your life. Collect 1,000, give 1,000. Collect 10,000, give 10,000. If you're building something up, just always remember that this is Krishna's, not mine. Yes. Can you ask me a personal question? Yeah, I reserve the right not to answer, but go ahead.
Your sannyas would also known to not engage so much in initiating younger devotees.
Younger, older, or in between.
And I was wondering if you could give your reasons why.
Well, that's a big discussion. Basically, I don't think I'm very qualified. Doesn't seem like that's what Krishna has in mind for me. Not very good. I have trouble with my own life as people in people's lives. I want to make people unfortunate. A few other reasons. But I'll tell you a story. I was in Russia. I'd never been to Russia. And there were, millions of devotees in Russia. And Bhakti began Maharaj was always asking, please come to Russia. So on. And I thought, Maharaj, I'm not going to go to Russia. Because everybody's looking for a guru, 100 million people, and everyone's looking for a guru. So Maharaj, I'm not going to go to Russia. I'm going to have, like 75 disciples before I can get off the plane in Moscow. Then finally I decided I'm not going to initiate any devotees anywhere, so I figured it's safe to go to Moscow now. So I went to Moscow, and I went to the temple and gave a class, gave a morning Bhagavatam class. I was walking with Niranjan Maharaj in the courtyard outside the temple, and this girl came up to me, in New English. She said, Maharaj, what would someone have to do to become your disciple? I said, well, I'm not accepting any disciples. She said, well, why not? I said, well, I don't think that's really what Krishna has in mind for me. And she said, well, but why not? And I said, well, I have so many qualified godbrothers. I don't think that I need to do this service. She said, but why not? I said, well, I'm not very qualified to be a spiritual master. She said, well, that's all right. I'm not very qualified to be a disciple. Nearly initiated her on the spot. Okay. Yes.
Are there any differences in duties between a young brahmachari and an old brahmachari? Because you mentioned earlier that there can be a brahmachari in the 80s and good enough around. So are there differences? And if so, is there a difference between an older brahmachari's duties and those of a vanaprastha without a wife?
Older, younger, the duty of the brahmachari is that he's meeting a servant of the spiritual master. Doesn't matter if older or younger. The older brahmacharis can guide the younger brahmacharis. Vanaprastha is different. Vanaprastha has baggage to get rid of. That is, he has attachments. By the nature of householder life, there are so many entanglements or attachments. And Vanaprastha life means getting free. Gradually can be detached from these things. That's the beauty of the Vanaprastha. Brahmachari has nothing to get detached from. He skipped that stage. Grahastas, they start as brahmacharis, then they get into the life of householder life, where they're naturally entanglements and so many duties and responsibilities and attachments, and wife and children and home and business and so on. And then he has to go through Vanaprastha life to get detached again. If you stay brahmachari, you save yourself the trouble. You don't have to go through all that. Stay free forever.
Thank you.
We want to see more Vanaprasthas now. It's a theme with me. Those who've accepted householder life, and now reaching the end, they should end it, not start chapter 2 with householder life. Just be done with it. Be happy. Yes. Or, okay, sorry. Yeah, wherever the microphone goes.
We have 4 ashrams, and we're supposed to, everyone's supposed to fit into those 4 ashrams.
A little slower.
So
French English is harder for me to decode. So just a little bit slower.
We have 4 ashrams in our lives, and everybody is supposed to fit into those 4 ashrams.
Oh.
But what seems to be happening now is that devotees who may leave the brahmachari ashram,
Devotees are?
who may go out to the brahmachari ashram, they sometimes, well, Prabhupada used to deal with that, used to immediately marry them.
Yeah.
And so there was no sort of devotees who were in between stage.
Yeah.
But by observation, I can see that there's a lot of devotees who find themselves for quite a long time in between ashrams. So it seems to be, contrary to our philosophy. And I wonder if you've got any ideas how we could deal with that.
A few extra days of freedom. If he remains brahmachari and he's thinking to get married, that's all right. That's not that he has to think it one day and tie the knot the second. No harm. Just you should follow the regular principles, that's all. A lot of girls out there, I don't know, it takes so long. But anyway, someone doesn't get married immediately, but he's decided to get married. So it may take a little time. Of course, maybe it's a chance to reconsider. I don't have much of an opinion about it beyond that. What is there a specific problem there?